Yesterday I reviewed this notion. How do you claim to have achieved anything? It's we, the government, made it possible. We build the roads. We gave you a great teacher. This is what the president said. The reverberations have been rather severe. The good old Daily Mail in England covered this issue. In a hard-hitting statement to Mail Online, that is to the Daily Mail, that's the U.S. National Federation of Independent Business, President Dan. Now, why did his parents give him the name Dan? His last name is D-A-N-N-E. I'm sorry to be taken, but were you struck by that? Did you see that? I mean, what if your name what if parents had called you Esther? Well, Esther is the woman's name, but imagine your sister were named Esther Estrin. This is worse, Dan. Anyway, Dan said, "What a disappointment to hear President Obama's revealing comments challenging the significance of American entrepreneurs. His unfortunate remarks over the weekend show an utter lack of understanding and appreciation for the people who take a huge personal risk and work endless hours to start a business and create jobs." President Obama said in a speech at the weekend, that's how they say, we say, in the weekend? What do we say? Over the weekend. During the weekend. They say at the weekend. That governments and not individuals create jobs, telling entrepreneurs, quote, "If you've got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen." He added, "You didn't get there on your own. I'm always struck by people who think, well, it must be because I was just so smart." End quote. The inflammatory campaign speech comments underlie the extent to which Obama believes that the state, rather than ordinary citizens, create jobs and wealth. That's exactly what it is. Success, then they quote another person who's not identified. It's an odd article. Mr. Chavern. You have no idea how long I spent trying to find out who Mr. Chavern was. Wrote, "Success is apparently a collective effort, but where was that collective during the periods of risk-taking and failure? The vast majority of businesses fail, period." So here's the story. So if you succeed, you're one of the very small minority of business people who actually succeed on your own. You know how many failures there are? You know how many businesses go out of business? It always breaks my heart when I see the doors shuttered on a business. Or the windows shuttered. It's so sad to me. It's like a death. Now, here's the story. If you fail on your own. But if you succeed, you succeeded because the state made it possible. Now, here's a question. Why didn't the state make everybody's success possible? If the individual is not the primary reason for the success, then is that... It doesn't make sense. Why isn't everybody successful? Boy, the government is a real failure, isn't it, if most businesses don't succeed? Oh, the war against the individual is so severe on the left, and it has always been. It's a collectivist notion, and it's a elitist notion. We will direct what happens, we in the state, just like in Europe. Brussels will tell Madrid what to do. Brussels will tell Athens what to do. Now, Athens should never have done what it did. I'm not defending Athens, believe me. But that is the mentality. Most Europeans don't even accept it. You are successful. I gave the analogy yesterday of Derek Jeter. I always use him, the shortstop for the Yankees. He got where he did because of the roads to Yankee Stadium. Imagine the absurdity of that argument. Come on, Derek Jeter. It's not your talent and the fact that you worked hard and and the raw material you had to work with. No. That's a little part of it. We made it possible. I don't know. Why do we end there? Maybe he'd have gotten polio if it weren't for the Salk vaccine. Right? I mean, there you go. But who gets credit for the Salk vaccine? No, Jonas Salk, please. Jonas Salk, if Jonas Salk didn't have roads to get to his laboratory, you'd never have the vaccine. Come on, Sean. Get with it, man. Roads. This is the new thing. Roads and teachers. Roads and teachers. What if you went to private school, as I asked yesterday? Folks, I just need you to understand the staggering conflict of visions over what America is supposed to be. If I respect leftists who vote, I'm about to say something, and I don't normally preface a statement with I'm about to say something severe, but I will say it because I believe it, and I don't mean, and you know that, I don't mean to be insulting. It's not at all my style. But I will tell you, I respect leftists who vote for Barack Obama. I do not respect non-leftists who do. I don't mean as human beings. They may be wonderful parents, spouses, friends, workers, but I do not respect their vote. They obviously, I will fight to the death for their right to vote, but I don't respect their choice. I don't respect their thinking. Every leftist should vote for Barack Obama, and if possible, twice. But if you are not a leftist, in this regard, only in this regard, there are many regards in life, you are a fool. And since I know wonderful people who are doing it, it hurts me to say this. But I am capable of compartmentalizing, and I could say, in arena X, this person is a fool, and in arena Y, this person is wonderful. It doesn't define your entirety, the fact that you make a foolish decision for voting, but you are. I don't understand a non-leftist voting for this man. I just don't understand it. It means that emotion or the demonization of Republicans has been so effective, you have lost the ability to think through the issue. You truly don't understand what you're doing. You just don't. You're voting for what the president himself said, a radical transformation of America. Fundamental, no, not radical, fundamental transformation. I really get that. Why work hard if the roads and the government are responsible for your success? All right, there's much more to report to you. The hatred of the wealthy that's coming through. Paul Krugman has a piece. Back in a moment. I'm Dennis Prager.
History is made when a leader steps up, stays true to his values, and charts a fundamentally different course for the country.